his other petition, which was filed in Bexar County, Texas, that was against iHeartMedia and UMG, has also been dismissed after a notice was put into the court that seemed like they reached a settlement. Now, I gotta warn all Drake fans again, this probably doesn't mean that Drake got paid at all. It just means that Drake has came to some type of amicable agreement about how to proceed in this situation, whether that might be he is going to sue them, or maybe they will give him access to certain things that it could help his ongoing lawsuit versus UMG.
That's probably what it is.
Essentially here, the only people he's going to be suing is UMG. The Spotify lawsuit was dropped, or not lawsuit, the Spotify petition was canceled, and this is basically happening and is going to result in the same type of thing. So, I mean, that lawsuit, we're going to see what happens. Clearly, Universal is in a very interesting place with Drake because, you know, his contract is due to be re-upped after the next solo album, but they're still doing deals with him to get out other projects. For example, this project with Party Next Door, and obviously they're working with what do you call that label? Sony. However, these companies, I would imagine, kind of are not going to forget. Like, I don't think it's a coincidence that Spotify, it was really hard to find his music, and the charting of his music
okay, I had to pause it for that because I said the same thing in a couple videos ago. I'm like, yo, if you gonna take that type of route where you're gonna sue like the hand that's feeding you, like you suing the machine, then you have to expect the fallout from that is that you won't get the same push or the same like respect from these big companies either. The Spotify, iHeartMedia, the UMGs, like you got to understand it, right? To just sue somebody, it's not going to be the same after that. And you might not get that push. And let's be honest, I'm pretty sure that UMG has been very, very generous with pushing Drake and making sure that he's on the top of all the charts after all these years. I'm pretty sure.
After he filed a petition that was basically threatening to sue him. Now, iHeartMedia, I think that's gonna also be an interesting thing. If you don't know how songs get charted, and by the way, if we think about Nokia, which seems to be his most popular song right now, they do count radio. Radio airplay is still counted in the formula to calculate which songs are the hottest songs in the country, which is the Billboard Hot 100. Radio play isn't calculated in the calculation for the album that sells the most. So all of that, Drake's album is whatever. So what usually happens is that when Drake drops a project, or not project, a song, if it's kind of moving, a lot of times you'll have like a director of that region, could be the Northeast or whatever, for iHeart. They're going to make a call to say, yo, everybody put Drake's song in rotation, right? It's the first day it's out. People want to hear it. Just put it in rotation. Now, what that does is already gives that song's points. So at the end of the week, or the first chart in the week, it's going to then fall into this equation that's going to make him chart high, right? Of course, he's doing great streams. He's doing great buys. But radio play matters. So when we see that Drake settles his legal dispute, we got to think about what it meant when he settled supposedly with Spotify. It didn't mean Spotify paid him a dime. I think he realized they probably, I don't know what that conversation should be. But do I think that iHeartMedia is cool with Drake now? Fuck no. And I would imagine that they would be falling back from any Drake songs that they would have to voluntarily put in rotation, as opposed to there's campaigns ran by Drake's label or Party's label that's going to put those songs in rotation. So again, I know Drake fans want to hear good things, and they're like, oh, well, he settled this legal dispute. He got paid a bunch of money. No.
Nah.
He most likely got information that made him a little bit more abreast of what the situation is with Universal, and he's going to use that for the Universal lawsuit. And his plan was never to actually sue iHeart or Spotify. However, I still think both of them are affecting him because he literally he's now viewed as a litigant, right? Like, yo, you're the person who is the plaintiff or potential plaintiff trying to sue us. Why the fuck are we gonna give you anything that's gonna benefit you? So
Right.
we're gonna see, man. But for the Drake fans who have been thinking that this is like an amazing thing, that Drake got some huge lump sum of money, I would think not. I would think this was maybe at most he got information, right? Maybe he got some data, some documents, some historical facts about his song or his career and them, or how they do business with UMG. But that's about it. I don't think he's getting no big ass lump sum. That's not happening, if you ask me.
So if I haven't already said it in some videos that I've done prior, Not Like Us is pretty much the greatest diss song of all time. Mind you, all of this started, the suing, the litigation, the lawsuits, all of this started off a guest verse from a song where Kendrick Lamar simply said, forget the big three, it's just big me. That's it. I don't rock with y'all. Drake took the bait, and he has not been the same since. I said earlier, man, Drake underestimated Kendrick Lamar. He didn't really take him serious in the battle at all in the beginning. But when he heard Not Like Us, and Not Like Us is ringing off everywhere, dog, it is affecting him. They literally made a Not Like Us joke on the Oscars last night, which is crazy. Conan O'Brien. But he also said that he has lawyers to fight Drake if Drake tries to sue him for, the joke that he made. But right now it's just crazy, man, that we even at this point where we have this lawsuit and he's trying to go into the labels and he's trying to get emails and phone records and how do you do this and why is it doing it? There's nothing to guess. There's nothing to hide, bro. The song is a catchy song and it's funny. That's it. It's a funny diss record, bro. And for some reason, it's like he's not understanding that. He's thinking that there's some kind of like payola thing. No, bro. It's a funny diss song. Does everybody in the world think that Drake is the P word? Maybe. But most people don't. You know what I'm saying? But it's funny. You feel me? And it's like Drake got all the money in the world. He got all the power, the access, and all that. But you could tell that when you see him out, it's eating away at him. Canceled the Anita Max Win tour. He's back home, and it's just like, it's crazy. But at the end of the day, man, who knows what's gonna come from this? Those relationships with UMG, Spotify, iHeartMedia, the radios, all of that is gonna be different now. Is Drake a big enough artist to where he don't really need them? Hell no. That ain't how it works. Every artist is gonna need that, but he is big enough. I feel like he could go independent with the numbers still, reflect. No, but at this point, why is Drake even chasing numbers? Like, you're Drake. You feel me? Like, you're solidified. Your catalog is solidified. It's going to stream forever. We're not doing this for the money right now, which is why this lawsuit is kind of like baffling. But yeah, man, it's the Kid Ríez. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, make sure y'all be safe, stay carefree, and I'll catch y'all later. Peace.